Macron first declared in January that the LPM will cover a total of £413 billion in military needs and include investment of £400 billion. The expenditures are meant to tackle a number of key areas such as the need for more ammunition and weapons in the wake of Russia's war on Ukraine and the return of intense hostilities on the European continent. The rising tensions in the Indo-Pacific areas and the accelerating rate of technological innovation were also noted by the officials as motivating factors for the priorities set forth in the programming law. The ministry intends to ask for an extra £1.5 billion to be added to 2023 annual defence budget, raising it from £43.9 billion and thoroughly £45.4 billion. After that, through 2030, the annual budgets will rise by at least £3 billion annually, according to Francois Bollard, the ministry budget advisor. According to him, the budget will specifically increase by £3.1 billion in 24, £3 billion in 25, 26, 27 and £4.3 billion in 28, 29, 30, almost twice as much as £32 billion allotted in 2017 would be spent on defense in France every year by 2030, he noted. The F-35 program was set up with a just-in-time supply chain where parts arrive right before they are needed, and a little inventory stockpile. Lieutenant General Michael Shamit, the program executive officer, said during a panel discussion at the Navy Lake Sea Airspace Conference being held this week in National Harbor, Maryland. In private sector, Shamit said that kind of efficient supply chain works well for keeping costs low. But in a future war involving highly contested environments, it could lead to disaster, he said. Shamit said, when you have that just-in-time mentality, a hiccup in the supply chain, whether it be a strike or a quality issue, becomes your single point of failure. We need to look at what does right look like in the future to give us more resilience in the combat environment. Bridget Lauderdale, Vice President and General Manager of F-35 program for the aircraft manufacturer Lockheed Martin, said the company has focused more on trying to forecast the demand cycle so it can better predict when it will need parts. Lauderdale said a lot of those materials take lead time to prepare, even when you do have funding and even when you have prepared capacity to create the resilient supply chain necessary to fly the F-35 in future. Lauderdale said the military services and the defense industry are going to need to work more closely together. The F-35 Enterprise Sustainment Network is enormous, Shamit said. In compassionate airplanes operating from 27 bases and 10 ships, 9 nations fly the F-35 operationally, and there are 17 countries in all taking part in the program. Shamit said the international nature of the F-35 program will provide opportunities for the US and other partner nations to work together and more efficiently maintain their jets. Shamit said in a few years, we are going to be flying between 500 and 600 F-35s in Europe, and less than 100 of those are going to be US. What a huge opportunity that is to leverage each other's logistics and maintenance environments. At the same time, he said the F-35 program needs to work on ensuring it can get the right parts and right materials to the right places so that maintenance hubs can do the necessary work on the planes.